I have a story. So 10 years ago, I've been doing Gilmore Girls for a while. I've done some movies.
Days.
The original Dean. So I've been doing Gilmore Girls, no big deal. Dean.
That's all right. I worked with the original Sammy on Days of Our Lives. She too was a long-haired female.
The best ones are.
I don't know, a couple
So
of short-haired females in here that were pretty cute today. You know who you are.
I was doing I just bought a house, and I had some friends over, and one of my friends, her name was Angela, she was a friend of my girlfriend at the time. I was giving a tour, and I had like 30 scripts by my bed. And she was like, oh my God, have you been on that many auditions? And she was just starting getting the business, and she's a comedian. Her name is Angela Johnson. And so when she was just starting, she was a friend of my girlfriend at the time, and she was like, oh my God, you've been on so many auditions. And I was like, I'm sorry? And she's like, have you been on all those auditions? There's probably 30 scripts, maybe 40. And I was like, house tour timeout, walk with me. And I walked her downstairs into the garage where I literally had file boxes stacked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, probably 30 file boxes full of scripts that I did not get. And I was like, those are the auditions I've been on. And her jaw kind of dropped because at the time, I mean, I was a 20-year-old kid who had just bought a house in LA. I was a successful actor, but I had heard no 1,000 times. And each time, and I've been very public about always keep fighting, but each time that I heard no, I took it personally. And it hurt, it sucked. It's like somebody saying, like not picking you for their team. And you're like, you know what, what's wrong? Like maybe something's wrong with me. And I learned with the help of my family and friends and my second family that being told no doesn't mean you're not enough. It just means you're better for something else. And so after 1,000 no's, my favorite yes was this dude called Sam Winchester. So my advice on auditions is don't take them personally. When you hear no, it's not your loss, it's their loss. And keep going. Keep fighting.
There's another little, and I think Jared will agree, don't wait for no. Just keep going. If they come back and say yes, then it's like, okay, I'd already moved on. And that's the way I do it. I go in, I give my final performance in that audition. And then I leave and I'm like, okay, what's next? If they call me and say, hey, we want you to come back and read for the producers, and be like, oh, okay, well, I'll come back and give one more final performance. And each time I walk out of that door, I leave it out there, I leave it behind, I'm gone. That way when they do come back and say, you know, we decided to go with somebody else, I've already moved on mentally. And that helped me a lot on all of those. And I remember I know exactly what project it was that I got told no on, that I took so personally, that I immediately hung up the phone and put a hole in my drywall with my fist. And I called my dad, super upset, and he gave me that advice. He said, son, you gotta walk away from it, give the best performance, but have that be your final performance, unless they want an encore. Don't wait for the encore. move on to something else.
I have a question. What was that role?
Really?
Just kidding.
That's right, I have moved on. However, no, it was for a TV show. It was for a pilot. No, this was early. This was a long time ago. Shane booked it. Yeah. You guys wouldn't know it because it never went. It was a pilot. It's as though, imagine we shot the pilot of Supernatural and it didn't get picked up. You would have never seen the pilot. So pilots get made all the time that you never ever see. So this was a show that, in my opinion, I thought I was perfect for. It was a role I was like, oh, this is, and it got down to me and one other guy. So I was.
Who's a buddy, by the way?
Yeah, who was a friend of mine, and it still
is.
And
of ours.
yeah, and so, but and it wasn't like I wanted him not to get it. I just really wanted it. And when I didn't get picked, and I thought I had it in the bag, and when I didn't get picked, I just really, really, really took it hard. That show then got made without me, and then never got picked up and never made it to a series.
Because you weren't in it.
It was funny, years later I was telling our buddy about that, and he was like, it should have been you anyway, it probably would have gone. And I thought that was a really cool thing for him to say, but anyway, he's doing fine, I'm obviously doing okay. Things happen. But it was the way that I reacted to that I never wanted that to happen again.
Not the loose Chester!
What's that? It was after. Just after. Yeah. How dare they?
I auditioned for it too. Funny.
He just realized he went out for the same role.
And I was like, dude, this should go to Jensen.
I know the perfect guy. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, thank you for your advice about auditioning too, because that was, I feel like myself included, there's probably a ton of people in here that are inspired to act. And, it was great to hear that from professionals. So my question is kind of personal. It's more directed towards Jared, but I would like your input on it too.
That's fine.
So have you guys ever, had some like unhealthy coping mechanism, and how did you get out of it? What
I've
did you
only
replace
had
it with?
unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Is there healthy coping mechanisms? Because I have not found them.
I don't know, like drawing or something.
What?
Drawing or something, like.
Draw. No, that would be unhealthy because I would then look at what I just drew and realize that I sucked at that too.
Oh man, you have no idea how I feel. I got you on that.
So, is your question about auditioning or coping mechanisms? I mean it.
Thanking you for the auditioning, but like the coping mechanisms, because I know some people turn to drugs or alcohol or self-abuse, and I don't know, it's just like, it would be nice to hear from some people if they had experience in it like you guys.
That's a huge, wildly important question. And very, 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 very near and dear to me and my heart, my family, and my soul. Unhealthy coping mechanisms are very unhealthy.
We established that already.
Yeah, I consulted and still consult a professional, a doctor, about how to learn to cope more properly with pain, with sadness, with depression, with anxiety. It gets really scary sometimes The world's a scary, it can be a scary place.